Now, I'm not saying that we're the best, but the owners of a 3rd gen Toyota Tundra know that our trucks are actually capable of going off-road. And they're known for having a wildly unreliable motor that could potentially leave you stranded. So you would think that Toyota would provide some sort of front or rear factory recovery points or tow hooks to get you out of a sticky situation on a trail or pull you onto a flatbed trailer. Now, unlike any other brand on the market or any previous generation Tundra, they literally didn't install any recovery points for this truck from the factory. Which leads us to today's video, where we are going to install NYTOP's wickedly heavy and wickedly expensive front and rear recovery hooks that cost me $700. Now let's dive right into it. First, you'll want some high torque, either U and a breaker bar or an impact, and then you'll need 2 sockets, a 15/16 and a 7/8 inch socket, and this kit only requires 1 additional bolt, as the other 2 are utilized from the factory. I quickly learned that my M12 stubby worked great for some bolts, but not all, so I ended up using a mix between it and 2 different length breaker bars. Don't sweat this too much. I am almost certain that you have more muscle mass than me. Holy moly. I found it's easiest to lift it straight off your chest and into place to secure one of the bolts. Then let it swing while you gather the second bolt to slide it in. I did end up leaving the bolts slightly loose to shift both the left and the right side so that they sat exactly the same. Okay, quick view from under here. You can see that we got the tow hook right here. We mounted it from this side, and we have 1 factory bolt, 2 factory bolts, and the provided NYTOP bolt. You do not reuse this factory bolt. You don't even need to take it out. So 3 bolts, about 5 minutes, you can get these things installed. Now for the front recovery points, I wanted to show you a couple things before we make the swap. First, you can see this lower valence is gray from the factory on a 1794, so that's gray to kind of match the exterior paint. And you can also tell I have 2 slits right there. Everyone asked what they're for. Those were mounting points for a ranch ham brush guard that I ended up taking off the truck and selling. And I'm gonna replace it with this OEM lower valence from Amazon, actually in black, because I think that the black will look so much better than a gray bar right there. I think it'll look a lot more aggressive. And to match the black lower valence, I wanted these black recovery points to be poking through via these cutouts. So right here, you print out for free on the website these cutouts. You marry that up to the edge right there, and it tells you exactly where to cut so these things can poke through it. Now, an alternative is you can get a NYTOP lower valence, but they're like $600 or $700, which I did not think was worth it. So we're gonna see if we can make this look clean. Nevertheless, let's knock it out. Now let's talk about mounting points, because it is going to be hard to show on camera. First, you can see I removed this L bracket. That is not needed anymore. We are going to utilize the factory mounting points on the back of the bracket, on the top of the bracket into the crash bar, and then NYTOP gives you these 2 extra holes. If you want to use this hardware that they give you, tap your own hole and then get some extra rigidity from this assembly. I'm not going to utilize those. I don't feel like I need them. And then these last 2 holes are if you have the NYTOP bumper. These front hooks are also very straightforward. My only advice is make sure that you walk these bolts in slowly or first by hand so that you don't strip them out. And then be very cautious with the ones going into the aluminum crash bar. The torque specs are surprisingly very low. Now for the tedious part, where I recommend taking your time. Cut out the template and align it with the corner radius. The template is pretty on the money, so I'd keep your lines tight and only oversize a little, if anything. It's easier to trim later on. Pro tip, don't use a dark colored Sharpie, then it's ready to go into the knife. My low power cordless Dremel didn't have enough juice to actually cut this, so it was necessary that I got this Milwaukee Beast. Feel free to use this reasoning when explaining to your wife why new tools keep showing up in the garage. This cut was pretty easy, actually. With a plastic cutting wheel and a utility knife, I was able to keep it clean, and then I cleaned it up with a sanding wheel after its first test fit. All right, you guys, now for a quick walk around, because I'm completely obsessed with the look. As you can tell, it looks OEM plus, which if you know me and you know the builds I've done in the past, this is totally up my alley. Now the black lower valence looks great in factory. It really matches the fog light bezel. And of course, I love the black tow hooks over red, as this really goes with the stealth theme that I'm going for on the truck. You can see the cutouts look pretty good and tight. Overall, really satisfied with how the front end looks. Now, I was a little nervous the tow hooks were going to stick out a little far from my liking because some people posted pictures and it looked like they were sticking out like crazy, but relative to the size of the truck, they do not look bad whatsoever. Now for the rear, and I think these look just as good. I really love the look of the flat plates, a somewhat unconventional style recovery hook that really looks sleek and aggressive. Now, if you guys didn't know, these are actually functional as well. This hole on the right is for a D-ring, kind of like a hook point, and the larger opening is for a tow strap. All the edges are chamfered to protect your straps, so very functional, stylish. I'm a huge fan. Now the build is really coming along, and I know that I owe you guys a formal walk around. In an upcoming video, I'll do a walk around of the outside, the inside, and go over every part we have installed to date. And I have a little surprise in store for those folks ready to hear about my ideas for phase 2 of the build. So nevertheless, stay tuned. We'll catch you soon. Peace out.